Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. Last night I was talking about the satanic control of America and how long it's been going on, and the fact that it's basically a country controlled and ran by satanic forces and occultists, secret organizations from the top to the bottom. How us means at this point. We're going to figure it out. We're working real hard on it. I wanted to use what I talked about last night to talk about the stark reality of what it means when the devil, as put forth in the scripture, it goes from house to house looking for whom he may devour or consume. In other words, mess up. Generally speaking, it only takes one. I remember I made this audio and I was stressing this. It only takes one to wipe out a whole nation. One. One. Okay? Just one. You would find that hard to believe, but you don't know the boundaries or the limits or limitations of the one. It only, trust me when I say this, it would only take one, and you've been saturated with it. So I wanted to talk about the natural extrapolations of the new environment where everyone is possessed and want to do. But this extrapolation process should start with nothing is as it seems. They are what they are in name only. Listen to me well. They are what they are in name only. Frankly, they're spirits that control a body. But that's not what I want to talk about tonight. But I want you to look at all of the different scenarios that can play out from that position. And look hard and look long and look deep. It will frighten you. And if you knew the truth, which is what I intended to talk about tonight, but once again, I have to think about the children. Things like that. I mean, it was, we have to weigh what we say. I mean, it would be the height of irresponsibility to not do that. Weigh what we say before we say it. Before we say it. Okay? Because words have power. Not just mine, yours too. Maybe not like mine, but trust me, your words can run somebody off a cliff. Just like the GPS can run your ass into a damn construction site. I've had that happen. I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we can't talk about that tonight. We can't talk about that tonight. Because when I talk about that, I want to be straightforward. I don't want to beat around the bush. I don't want to pull my punches, have to choose my words. No, I want to go right at the bull's horns, right at the apple. See? Because I already know that it's gone to offend. It's gone to offend because it is, but it's not just because it is, because their feelings, because it's not going to offend those who are not engaged in it. And on the other hand of that, their feelings, which are not really real feelings, as others would have, there's something else entirely. I don't know if we should regard their feelings or not. But even we'll leave it there. I don't know that I should disregard their feelings or not out of fear, or not because I give one rat's ass about their sensibilities. Not at all. They are the guilty ones. They're the ones who have helped to turn this world and make this world and make their lives a living hell. A living hell. You know it, and they know it, and I know it, the devil know it, and God know it. My next topic would have been immigration, but not on a what's the word I'm looking for here? Not on a layman's level at all. So because of that, we won't necessarily be talking about that either. So you know, there are some things are formed as in formation. Some things are created as in creation, and they're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. And I want other people to understand that, I'm not really focused on race. I'm focused on the objective at hand. End of discussion. It's a part of the problem, not the solution, to maintain the status quo, which is, eh, by political definition, that would make them conservative. Conservatism is the maintenance of the status quo, meaning keep things just like they are. That's what conservatism means. Now, we're going to make this part, what a hell of a segue. Listen, so if that is the case, can I make the connective statement here that all black leaders politically and all black organizations politically and I hate to say it, fellas, but all your black churches too are conservative. Think about that. Now, you may ask, how did I get that way? Because how did I connect that? Man, I'm using a scatter barrel. Listen, if they never help your black ass, then who else don't help your black ass? I'm going to get in the weeds with you. Not tonight. Comprehensive and intellectual. We'll be bringing the numbers and the receipts. This is not a anti-immigrant situation, not at all. What the immigrants did is interrupted something. I don't even feel like doing this here. Goodness gracious. Anyway, the immigrant community or the immigrant class or ITW. That means in the way. What was underway even before they came or showed up was going to be whether they came or showed up or not. They are just an added variable. An added variable. Now, what was I talking about? Black conservatism, which is your entire black leadership class. They are conservative. There's no way out of that argument. From a black perspective, I'm sure that they think of themselves as progressives and as liberals. Yeah, to everybody that don't look like yourself. Shit. If hey, man, listen, I don't mean to besmirch you, but what I'm saying is you are, by very definition of the words, vis-a-vis the black masses, conservative. And I don't know how you believe that you should be supported or voted for as the alternative to the Republican Party. I just don't get it. Explain it to me again. Healthcare. Okay, we get it. Blah, 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 healthcare. The next move is Donald Trump. Blah, 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 blah. Get Trump. What else is there? You don't speak for yourself and you don't speak for the black masses who gave birth to you, nurtured you, and wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm ahead of myself now because I could be wrong about all that. Now, how did we get here? Let's take you back to Martin Luther King. What, you thought I got lost in my sauce again? That do happen from time to time, but not tonight. Now, let's take you back to the era of civil rights marches. People locking arms, holding hands, and singing as they walking across the bridges. I want you to see images of dogs and buses and police with long 8-cell battery flashlights and smoke and people running, sometime with the dog after him, or sometime with the dog and the flashlight on him. And this is the era that they would hail from, or let's just say their kinfolk. Now, those other people would be some of the first people who would be Western educated in America. I hate giving y'all this lesson, but I want them to know that we understand. We know how you got to be where you at in your head, but it's still a damn shame. Now, what I was saying is, this is the era in which they hail from, not them, but their grandparents and their great-grandparents, okay? But the thing is, they are willing to lock arms and sing even today and walk across some more bridges. Or else you better not show up and do it, because if you do it, they going to show up and try to take control of it. Anyway, their answer to the problem of political racism and sociological racism was to have no distinction between black and white. Now think about that. Then that was their answer politically to racism, was to erase the barrier, not just the barrier on the physical cell side of it, as in back in those days there was whites only bathrooms, whites only water fountains, and nigga, you have to go around the back signs. And by the way, I always wanted to buy me a fucking piece of property just to fuck with people. I promise you, I'm gonna put a gate on that bastard and toward the frontage road. No whites allowed. No whites allowed. I mean, just for fun. I'm sure. I mean, it's not a cause of uproar. What does he mean? No whites allowed. What the fuck are you? Like no black white races. And here they are in the midst of it. Who wants to be in the midst of that shit anyway? Dude, if you're going to lead. I mean, but to just agree to go and sit your ass down and jibber jabber with your goddamn lips and shit, and then agree to whatever the rest of y'all agree to. Well, then that's the way I'm going. That is pathetic. That is so, and that's more than anecdotal. That's more than anecdotal. That's what it actually is. But what did even they get for it? This erasure, my lips are tying themselves up. My lips are tying themselves up. So you start from that position. There's no distinction between the races. What did they gain for it? A seat at somebody's table, racial, sexual intersectionality, which was a big thing to their grandparents, them. I mean, it was big. Wow. So, it was so big that they would just, anyway, I'm not going to do that either. That is what it is, and they know it, and the white folks of that era, they know it too. Just like Pilate knew about them other people and told the truth and got called back to Rome, prosecuted and questioned and held alone for the remainder of his life from listening to some fools and trying to get out of acting in the name of a fool. Pontius Pilate, man, what did you get yourself into? Well, I'm not going to get myself into that shit here. I know what to do. I know what to do. But anyway, so you start from that position. I don't even know what that position is. I mean, if we look at what is gained, it has been gained for the bourgeois. Over, they call themselves bourgeois too. Stop it. Don't get offended. You know you call yourself bougie. And the professional class, okay, which is maintained. It was created and maintained through the founders, what I got to consider a movement at this point. I mean, it has to be an agenda, if not a movement on their part, to not only escape their blackness, which they can't do. You know, you do understand that people who live like that, they shave 2 years off their life. And they did this study, which I found weird. I found weird. So, who does a study? Who gets the idea to do an 8 study on a life of house niggery? Manifest symptoms. Well, they did. And it shortens 2 years off their life. 2 years, man. And I thought about that. 2 years of constantly have to not be themselves. 2 years of having a kowtow. 2 years of having a yes, sir. 2 years of having to operate. Oh, goodness gracious. I could just go on. And that's just in the 2 years of loss versus gain. I mean, you got to really want it to be the first black anything. I know I'm not, well, I have been the only black in several situations, but I never lost my blackness. And they knew. They all understood. I mean, look at how he walks around here like he doesn't know that he's the only black guy here. I don't. That's because I don't. That's what you see. No, but you should imagine what I'm seeing as I look around me with all the non-blacks and the really non-blacks, white people eating food and stuff. Anyway, I'm drifting. I'm just remembering some of the shit. I've been always the only black carpenter on 80% of the job sites I've ever been on. $150,000-$60,000 budget. It's on and popping. It's on and popping. So once again, I'm the only carpenter for what I know in the field between the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you. Now, we were in this house, and the trim carpenter, was it a trim carpenter? Yeah, it was the trim carpenter. Him and his nephew came in. His nephew was about 10 years old. When he walked in, he introduced himself. He introduced his nephew and said he's going to be hanging out with us today. Cool. We popping. It's 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning when this happens, right? I'm in the master bedroom. I forget what I was doing. But I hear his little nephew say, I didn't know black people do that kind of work. and his uncle, a man of the moment, rolled with it. He said, well, now you do. Well, now you do. Dealt with. I mean, but I do understand. You don't want to come to the conclusion that there is distinction between the races politically. And there is. This is the only way you can swallow this very large pill. And it is a large ass pill that you have to swallow. God knows how many times that you have to swallow. You willing to, in the face of what your people are saying actually say the exact opposite in support of what they don't support. Has become management of the Negro masses rather than leadership or representation of the Negro masses, and the black leadership, quote unquote, represents the black middle class, which is created on, purposely. Don't think you work yourself anywhere. No, you did not. Don't think you educated yourself anywhere. No, you did not. They said we need this many blacks and this many blacks and this many blacks and this many blacks, this many skilled labor, this many laborers. We are allowed this much education, and we're going to educate them our way, and they will never operate against us. See, there's an old saying, and I'm going to wrap this one here up fast. There is an old saying, ladies and gentlemen. If I can manage to teach you how to think, I need not worry ever about what you think. Ever. Well, that is what has happened here. That's what has happened here. And like I said, the symptoms manifest themselves. We just won't call spade spade, like I won't be doing tonight. Because again, it would hurt their feelings. It would hurt their feelings. Okay? They would have no other way of processing the data or words that they had just heard spoken, even though they were spoken in a scatterbarrel manner, meaning to possibly hit someone or miss everybody, because everybody is 150 yards off. If you catch a BB to the eye, well, that's on you. You know how long it takes a shotgun blast to go 150 yards and actually have some power behind the left? You better duck. Don't tell nobody about your missing eye. Okay? That was on you. That was on you. But they will never get out of this cycle. Even today, I just heard, listen, black people, and I hate that term, but it is the term that the majority of the population pretty much taught to each other from childhood. And there is a suppressive white dichotomy in operation in tandem with it. Always has been. Always has been. Not a problem. It's not a secret. Once you know, then it's less dangerous. It's much less dangerous once you know. But they can't lead you anywhere. Like I was about to say, even I have that problem too. I probably listen to 3 audios out of 400 or 350 to 400 that I've made once I've made it. Never twice. I don't have to. But they're not like reference points. Whatever I said then, I'm going to say again because that's what I actually believe. And already they're getting flared. They're getting angry. Okay? And who's getting angry though? Listen, look at the system here. They are needed. This is, I'm going to take you back to what I was saying earlier. Would they not be considered conservative if the definition of conservatism is maintenance of the political status quo? And that makes them pretty much the Republicans who you all hate. It depends on their position, but you have a knee-jerk reaction when you hear Republican. Cool, fine with me. But does that not make them the Republicans' best friend? when it comes to issues of race, public policy, education and its funding, immigration. I mean, I could go on and on here. The question being, are they not Republican? And they only cosplay as Democrat. And when they're not cosplaying as Democrat, they're cosplaying as liberal. And when they're not cosplaying as liberal, they're cosplaying as progressive. Stop it. It's spiritual. And I want others to know that if you'd have just remained quiet, this subtopic wouldn't have even came up. It is spiritual. It is spiritual. Would you believe that some of them have taken oaths to never help you? Oaths, sworn oaths to never help their own. To never help their own. So my position is, why shouldn't their own know this? Why should not their own, your co-politicians, be they Republican or Democrat or this committee or that committee, you know how, and this caucus and that, man, listen, for the average layman, no one wants to know all of this stuff, but I have to know it. I have to know it. If I didn't have to know it, I would discard this shit faster than I would cold fucking spaghetti, which I hate. Some people love it. And cold pizza, I can't stand it. But that's what's going on here. At the point, it becomes, sociologically speaking, a new race. Not physically, but characteristically. Period. End of discussion. So I'm not upset with them because I understand that. Now, they would dispute. We're not a different race, and you're taking it the wrong way. My friend, we are dying. We are dying. Not we, but them. They just don't know it. You know it if you're on the proper committee and you've been given privy to the proper documents and understandings on that level. You know it too. They don't listen. In 20 years, black savings will be zero. Black home ownership will be next to zero, because ain't no way in hell they are going, whoever they is, which is you. Yeah, it's you. I don't know how you don't see it. I don't know how you don't see that the they is you. Oh, boy. You're not going to pass this property on. Okay? If you didn't know it, that's the game plan. You're not going to pass this property on, and your children will be starting fresh from zero, just like you did. And that's whether you're middle class or you are professional class or not. Or not, which makes you unexplainable. You're hard to explain outside of the way I just did without having animus toward you. I choose to understand you. You need to understand you. You are you. And this is the part that you don't get. This is the part that you don't get. As I speak, you are teaching your children, like others have taught their children, not to deal with, not to worry about, and not to understand the masses of the very people in which they hail from. Would I be lying? You think of yourselves already as different than the masses. And I don't even like that word black. Every time I hear it, it just do something to me. Black, 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 black. What is black? Damn it, Jim. So the point being, we're not going to get anywhere with the current black politicians who are connected to black organizations, who are quite conservative. No one can get upset for calling spades spades, and this could be worse. It could be a name-calling session. a name calling session. And by the way, uh, we need serious leadership. Serious, serious. All this acting, all this putting on fronts, this anger, fake, feigned ass anger. Man, I don't think I can sit through another democratic them people and them people. What you call reparations, I don't necessarily re- think of as reparations. I think of as written scripture, as you, meaning my people, will come out of her with great wealth. You see? So let's not do this the hard way. Now you can part with the great wealth, or we can take it from your cold dead hands. Now, this again, we deal in scripture over here. Scripture. If you're gonna buck scripture, then you're gonna buck scripture. And that's just what it is. There's nothing that we can do to save our lives from you, and you can do to save your lives from us. It is the nature of the situation. These situations always bring death. And don't ever think that this is a black thing. Trust me, it is not. And that's not to say that I don't want you to love my people. It's more scriptural and spoken and written than they are black. Get it? Then they are black. As as far as I'm concerned, you could have been born black and you just wasn't. You could have been born black and you just wasn't. It was a random chance of numbers. In a way, if you want to just look at it on a subjective level, at the very least, then it was just a random act of nature, numbers, nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. This is why I specifically say that we come for two groups of people. Two get in our way and are going to be trouble. If you get wrapped up in the whole black, white, skin tone, melanated versus non-melanated shit, I promise you, you're going to get yourself fucked off. You're going to get yourself fucked off. Okay? You have to look beyond shit. You wrapped up in a social order. No one, man, how simple you are. Why can't you believe that they lied to you? I mean, this is crazy. How many times have they lied to you, and now all of a sudden you can't accept that your pappy them were liars? The hell is wrong with you? You can call them lying. That wasn't listen, the day that you caught them lying was not the first lie that they ever told. You just caught them lying. Some of you were even nice about it, didn't even know that you knew it was a lie. That's how it is. My point is, why can't you grasp that they lied to you about everything to the point that you believe in some social order based on what you have created? I gotta say it out loud. It's based on race and gender and sexuality. Race, gender, and sexuality. What the hell? What the hell, man? What the hell? I mean, what you want me to say? That that's not what it is? It is what it is. And that's cool. For you, for the over 80% of Americans that live in it and benefit and privilege from it and make a living in it. And they don't really give a rat's ass about nothing as mundane as God and heaven and hell. And they, well, yes, they do. The crazy man living rent free in your fucking head, and it's probably you. You need help and appeal. I mean, I'm just saying, there are no unbelievers. They all believe. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. And that's from the agnostic to the Antichrist to the, what's them other people's names? Not the Satanists. I can't figure it all out. But anyway, there's philosophical names for all these different groups and levels of thinking in terms of spirituality. And the agnostic was the last one to fall. The agnostic is like, I do not know and I do not know of the existence of a God. I said, what did he just say? Wait a minute. What did I said? I do not know of the existence of a God, and I do not know of the existence of a God. There's no evidence either way, so I just don't want to talk about the whole affair. Why be damned? That was with just a perusal of the documents, just a perusal, not a deep reading. I mean, just scanning the documents with one's eyes and looking at the title of the document and scanning the subtitles and stuff like that. I mean, it can get much deeper because the rabbit hole is deep and they need to realize you've been driven crazy. Okay? You have been driven mad. Mad to the point of, what haven't you given up? What haven't you given up? I mean, I wouldn't even go down the list of the things that you have given up to become, quote unquote, a member of American society here. I'm talking about the middle class, the professional class. What have you not given up? This goes past the job. You know it, I know it. They know it too. Well, no, we all don't know it, but us three parties know it. This goes above and beyond the job. You lose shit. What haven't they being whoever they are, what we won't call it lose then. Let's not call it lose. What have you not given up to fit in this society? Think about that. All that you've lost, and you lost a lot. You've lost a lot. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Source. I am Seven. I am One.